Friends and neighbors, welcome back to the Brownstone. My name is Rich Brown. Thank you for stopping by once again. I posted a video on this channel a few days ago and people were requesting that I break this exercise down. I'm going to do this, but I think I'm going to have to do this in two parts because there's a lot going on. There's much more to this exercise than meets the eye or ear. So let's break this down. First of all, what's happening in this particular exercise is not necessarily just a scale sequence or pattern moving down the C major scale in this case. But it's so cool because what's happening is I am moving through the chords, the diatonic chords of C major, moving up the cycle of fourths. So what's happening is I'm playing all the chord tones of this movement. So I have C major to F major 7, to B minor 7 flat 5, to E minor, to A minor, to D minor, to G7, back to C major, and then I keep going. F major 7, B minor 7 flat 5, E minor, A minor, D minor, G7, back to C major. And then I do like a little cadence thing where I just go 5-1. But that's the entire exercise. Now what's happening is a very cool thing where I'm playing all of the chord tones of each of those chords. But let me show you what's going on. So what's happening here is very cool because I'm playing through the chord tones of C major using the cycle of fourths. So I broke down the chords. Now let's break down what's going on. This is very cool because what I've got happening here is a couple of patterns that I'm using sort of alternately. So I'm playing through, starting with the third, moving up to the fifth, and then going up to the root, and then playing the 7. So I play 3, 5, 1, 7. If I wanted to just do that as an exercise, it would sound really great. Even if I just played 3, 5, 1, 7 on each chord through the cycle, I would get this. Which sounds beautiful. But there is a very cool thing that happens on the second pattern that I'm playing. It's actually the second pattern that starts the exercise. So check this out. Before I was playing third to the fifth, up to the root, to the 7th. But what I can also do is play the third to the 5th, and then pivot down to the root, below, and play the 7th from there. Which, if I start from the higher octave, that's the pattern that I get. But here's where things get super cool. Anytime I come across a 5th in the pattern, I can substitute that for the 2nd of the scale. So here I'm playing 3rd to the 5th to the root to the 7th. So if I can substitute the 2nd instead of the 5th, I get this descending scale pattern. And that's how the exercise starts. Right? So 3, 2, 1, 7 on the C major, which leads right to the 3rd of the next chord, the F. And then from that F, I play 3, 5, 1, 7. which leads me right to the next chord, the third of the next chord. So here I have 3, 2, 1, 7 in C major. And then when I go to that F major 7, the 4 chord, there's my third, and then I can play the other pattern, which is third to the 5th, up to the root, and the 7th. So what's happening is the cycle that I'm playing, or the sequence of notes that I'm playing, is always alternating between these two patterns. So I start 3, 2, 1, 7. On the next chord, I play 3, 5, 1, 7. And I just go back and forth between those two patterns. And what I get is this beautiful sequence of notes. Because every time I complete one pattern, one scale tone down from wherever I end is going to be the third of the chord that follows. You know what I mean? So here I land on the third of F. And then I play 3, 5, 1, 7. And then I land on the third of that B minor. So there I play 3, 2, 1, 7. And then the next note that I land on is the third of the next chord. Right? It's such a beautiful pattern. C major, from the third, I play 3, 2, 1, 7. Just moving down the scale. Then I get to the F major 7. From that third, I play third to the 5th, up to the root, and then play the 7th. That takes me right to that B minor. I land on the third of that and play 3, 2, 1, down to the 7th, which lands me on the next note being the third of the A minor, or sorry, the E minor. And then from there I play third, 5th, up to the root, down to the 7th. The next note down from there is the third of my next chord, in this case the A minor. See what's happening there? Every time I complete the pattern, the next note down in the scale lands me on the third of the chord that is following. So again, the chord sequence that I'm playing moves through C major in the cycle of fourths, right? C major, F major, B minor, E minor, A minor, D minor, G7, C major 7, and I'm back. And I can keep going. The pattern does keep going that I'm playing. So the pattern keeps going, and I play F to B minor, to E, to A minor, to D minor, to G7, and then I land on C, and then I just play a cadence. It's very cool because when you break down just the root notes that are happening in the pattern, in the exercise, what I have is this. This is all I'm doing. So those are the root notes of all of the chords that I'm playing. And all I'm doing is I'm playing all of the chord tones of each of these roots, alternating between a pattern of 3, 2, 1, 7, and then 3, 5, 1, 7. Right? And that descending pattern of fourths is also moving through the scale, moving through the key in the cycle of fourths. So even if I play those roots, those are the roots of each of those chords. And you can see all I'm doing is moving up using the interval of fourths. That's at least the first half of the pattern. That's what's happening on the major. I might, yeah, you know what? For the second half of this, I will save this for another video and show you what's happening on the minor, because it's the same pattern, but obviously it's going to be a different chord progression. And I'm thinking of it in terms of the major and not necessarily the minor key. I'll break that down in the next video and leave you with that little bit of work for now. I hope that all makes sense. Listen, do me a favor. If you like this video, please do click like. Also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I will leave a couple of links that will allow for you to donate to the channel, or you can join the channel for $5 a month. All of the above helps me out in a huge way, and I really appreciate it. And follow me on the Instagrams. I'll leave a link to that as well, so you can follow me, or you can just, it's right there. That's me. And I'll leave it there, my friends, until the next video, which will happen very soon, where I will break down the minor pattern that I'm going through in that same exercise. Until then, have fun with this. My friends and neighbors, thank you again for visiting me here in the Brownstone. My name is Rich Brown, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.